everyone. Today we would like to introduce you to Hanging Residence, a modern family home located in a residential neighborhood of Noida. Designed for new age clients who value open spaces as well as comfort, the 14,000 square feet home represents efficient floor plates, maximizing the space, volume, and light. A cantilever system is designed to reduce the built floor area as well as to create a large open space in the front, which also gives the house this name, Hanging Residence. If you want to know more about this project story, click on the link mentioned in the description below. It will take you to our website buildofy.com, where you can become a member and download full PDF ebook, including the detailed floor plans, section elevation with dimensions, and the material palette. You can download 250 plus ebooks of the houses pan-India. Our members also get to see a full-length film where the architect walks us through the house, explaining the spaces and other important details. Till then, I hope you enjoy this video.
So this is a project in pretty much the urban density of Noida, where practically every house, it's a plotted community with large greens in the middle and the periphery, but otherwise a very, very tight colony. It's a very typical condition, a condition of plotted development that we see all across NCR. And so the big challenge here was to be able to question that. It's a small family, a family of 5, a couple with 3 kids. They would love to entertain people. But being a close-knit family, a family that was actually living in an apartment earlier, they were very clear that at night, the house had to behave like an apartment. They lock one door and they get their own, 5 of them get into one cozy corner. So the brief was very clear that they wanted an interesting house, a house that can be talked about, a house that can be experienced in a special way. The brief was also very clear that they really love greens and they really love light. We actually told him to add a basement which will not look like a basement, and the biggest jump we made was that we said, let's lift your house upwards. When you lift the house upwards, you get better views, you get closer to the sky and the sun, you get away from the neighborhood and the clutter of the sound and the views. You can look at the greens behind and the air above. This lifting basically meant that this house was pretty much a house in the air. So you have a main road and a service road at the back. You've got the greens at the back, and that's the plot. What we've done is we've used the road in the front, a driveway through, and an exit at the back. We've also used the back to be a place to be able to park your cars from the back side. This liberated the front of all the cars. It liberated the front from any kind of parking requirement. So we could puncture in a huge garden in front with just one lobby to enter into, a ramp to go up from, an elevator to go on top, and a basement ramp right below. So the entire house, we worked on a choice. And then we zoomed in to say, let's pick a material and play and explore it completely. In this case, it was the red Italian travertine stone, and we explored it from a very rough cobble to a cut tile to furniture to the polished surfaces that it usually is. And that kind of a rich material was then in conversation with concrete. As you climb up these super large stairs from the outside, you come to the most formal volume of the house. This formal volume looks out to the garden. It's got a very interesting ceiling, which is like a chandelier in itself, which is a wooden cross-checked base frame that actually exaggerates the height of the ceiling because it throws light on the top. And it's a very matrix of squares that we've kind of played with because the whole house is very geometric. In the formal space, the bar was like a double-height cellar of wine because the owners really loved their wine, they loved to entertain, they loved the conversations they would have with it. So it was like a zone within the larger living space. And it also extended to a dining, which was a long dining, sit-out dining with a beautiful terrace to look out to. So as you come up to the informal living, it's got this cozy light coming in. You can only see the sky. It's kind of enclosed. It's the place to watch your own TV, one L sofa, kind of uncluttered, except a little element of a temple, which is like a 3-story tall tunnel with light coming in, with a fabric, with the finesse of a very private space for yourself. Each bedroom being this long format with a structure of a living within, a seating within, a study within, and then a sleeping space. And beyond that was the view to the back. So it's spread out, open, uncluttered and clean. So as one moves to the top floor, probably the most special floor of the house, it surprises you when you come out to see a super large garden as a courtyard. There are no outside views. It's a big, large green space with trees, with grass, all the glass rooms, glass walls, looking out to greens, and those greens becoming an indoor room almost. And that privacy and being with nature is really special if you know that you're inside a very dense, concrete, urban environment. And that surprise is actually very soothing. This is where light actually filters through glass ceilings, plays with water. They really enjoy the rain. So there was a rain room, a sitting space with another bar. There's a TV room where you would sit and decide whether you wanted to be in open air of garden or inside and watch the same screen as a projection. We really enjoyed this house. It was very, very special at a level of the relationship, the camaraderie we enjoyed with the client. The house was also interesting for us because we were experimenting with this idea of actually giving up on lower floors of built, because that's where it's very hard to get light in, and actually kind of lifting the whole volume up and being able to convince clients that it's not the square feet area, but the cubic inch space that they gain. And I think that's the quality, not the quantity, that works.